What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode. Obviously, I almost said the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved, even though I had already announced the name of the game. But no, we announce it once. We announce it, we don't trounce it. If you trounce it, that means you announced it too much. And that means that you pronounced it far more than it had to be pronounced. So anyways, welcome back to the wonderful world of Ark. I've been waiting, actually, they said there was going to be a big update that dropped this weekend, but I didn't see it drop. Like, I was expecting it to be like, there's an update coming this there's an update coming this weekend, and now, drop. That's my impression of all dubstep, but anyways, back to the point, it more just kind of like dropped and was like, bloop, and it just like landed in the water, and I don't know actually what they added. Supposedly they added a couple more dinosaurs either this weekend, or maybe that's why I didn't hear the update, is because it didn't drop. We're flying back right now. In the previous episode, I just wanted to uncover the last little chunk of land, which had not been, I suppose, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Well, there was fog of war over the spot that I wanted to look at, and because I wanted to look at it, I need to make that fog of war go away, otherwise I can't look at it because it is obstructed from my eyeball. So there, that's what I wanted to say. I was going to try and come up with a sophisticated, overbearing way of saying, oh man, did you get stuck on a mountain back there? No, he didn't. He's good. He's like, nah, I'm not mounting the mountain. I'm good right now. I'm ready to go. Awesome. Jump back up. He actually gets his stamina back just as long as you're like not on him. That doesn't speak too well to our like physical body weight. It makes me feel kind of like guilty. I'm just like, too heavy for the dinosaur that I'm riding. But what are you going to do? It's been a good year for pizza. Pizza has had a fantastic year as far as the economics of the whole situation are concerned. It's been a good year for pizza. It's been a very, very bad year for celery. I don't think there's ever been a good year for celery. And if there is a good year for celery, I would also expect there to be a good year for peanut butter and a good year for raisins, because ants on a log is the only tangible way to eat shitty celery. Celery is one of the worst things ever invented. It's like chewing a tree branch, because that's effectively what it is. It looks like you took the bottom of like an not even an aloe vera plant, but it looks like you took the bottom of like one of those reeds that are out in the middle of a marsh, and you're just chewing on it. That's what it always reminds me of. Like, this is so unpleasant. It has every single characteristic of food that I hate. It's got weird little string things that get stuck in your teeth. Check. You have to chew it for like a decade in order to get it down. Check. It tastes terrible to begin with. It tastes like water that somebody has bathed their head in. I don't know. It tastes like it slightly has like soap in it or something. I don't know. It's disgusting. I hate celery. Celery's the worst. It's not as bad as broccoli, though. Broccoli. Well, no. I could think of things that are worse than broccoli. I have a lifelong hate of lima beans. Lima beans are the worst. Ugh, lima beans. They're like little sandbags that you chew, and then they're like, and then they just make everything feel dry in your mouth. Essentially, it's kind of like, am I back at my house yet? All I want to do is get back to you now, baby. Okay, so we still got a little bit of time left to go. I should probably put down over in one of these spots in order to get our stamina back. But yeah, lima beans are the worst. I've talked about this in a lot of videos. I know for a fact there is no way I've gone 2,000 videos in 2 years without talking about lima beans. I know for a fact. In fact, I think I remember the last time I bitched about it. I think the first time I bitched about lima beans was when I was playing Don't Starve. Like way, way, way back in the day. Because Don't Starve came out right about the time I started YouTubing. And so I was like, why not? I don't understand how YouTube works. Let's play a game. It's already super saturated. Why not? And so we just like went for it. And so anyway, I wish that I still had that kind of freedom. That's one of the very real things that happens on YouTube, is you become too conniving for your own good. It's like whenever you get good at any job, to be honest, you become conniving about the way that you do it. You try to get it all to work out pragmatically from every direction. You'd be like, all right, so if I do this series on the Wednesday, then I move this over by 2 hours on the Monday, I bet I can capitalize on the fact that there's going to be a Steam sale. Like, you're doing all kinds of like crazy metrics and shit. I'm too cynical now. I'm too cynical about everything that I do. I think that this is where I want to be, over here on... Oh, man, I messed it up. Now I just got to sit here and be sad with myself. This is where I want to be, at home with birdies on the sea. Nah, that's what I was trying to do, but my tongue was like, no, we're not doing that today, because things are going to fall apart. Somebody page Chinua Achebe and let him know. It's a really, really good book, kind of a depressing book. I think it's called Things Fall Apart. Pretty sure that's the name of the novel. Anyways, it's about, my God, why is it so dark? I feel like my eyes need to adjust. Hold on. Where is my other board at? My board. Give me my board. There we go. I got my board. Now that my boards have been taken care of. God, it's so dark right now. Hold on. I love the way she runs while she's got the map out. It's such like a herpa-derpa-derpa-derp, running with my head down, hope I don't hit any solid object. Burn! Anyway, let's go inside, and I need to fix my torcha, because my torcha is a broke. Let's go on to this side. There it is. Okay, there's my torch. See, I used to, back when I cared about being, like, prepared for the series, and I'm just joking. Back when I cared, I used to... Oh, God. Back when we used to play, I used to try and keep the stuff on me. But now, the truth of the matter is, I'm just carrying around too much bullshit with me, and it weighs me down, and I can't fly. It was because I didn't have a bird mount yet. Now that I have a bird mount... Did you just drop that? No, you didn't. Okay. I say, well, I dropped it like it's hot because, in fact, it was. It was so hot it was on fire. Drop it like, my hand is burning. Okay, so anyways, let's go. Do we need to eat? Are we, like, starving yet? We are. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that taken care of. I should probably be industrious and cook myself some new food. New food. New food. Alright, so let's go and... What am I doing over here? Do I have any of the things that are required in order to make an absurd amount of narcotics and level up? Because we only need to make like 3 narcotics and then we level up. I'll take all this out. No, I need the charcoal for gunpowder later. The cement paste, was that from keratin? Why do I have keratin in here? I was going to say, there's no reason for me to have keratin, but I was talking about lima beans, wasn't I? So lima beans suck, I guess, is the ultimate goal. Like, if we were having this conversation and I was doing like stage comedy, we're working towards lima beans suck. And we need to meet at common ground on why lima beans suck. And if we can't get there, this entire routine is just going to fall on its ass. Now, I realize that we've taken a short detour off to the side right now to talk about the real theory and fundamentals of why we have to go like ABC with this whole thing. But I feel like it's important because I have no idea what I'm going to say. So I'm just going to keep filling in blank spaces with just like random wordage that just vomit out of my mouth. No, I'm just joking. I'm just playing around with you. I was talking about lima beans, wasn't I? Yeah, lima beans, I think that's just a creation that there's no real reason. I don't understand how those things evolved because nobody wants lima beans. You can give lima beans to like an animal that eats grains and grass and all kinds of herbs, and they'll be like, WTF, mate, and they'll give you this incredulous look like those aren't edible. What kind of stupid animal are you? You don't even know what's edible and what's not edible. And I'd be like, this is totally not edible. I agree with you. But according to my mother, I have to eat these. Otherwise, I'm going to get super sick and emaciated, and my life is going to turn out horribly. And all of my choices in life, my profession, my career are going to fall down on me because I didn't get enough. Oh, there's 4 meats in here. Been sitting around for a suspicious amount of time, but sure, why not? I need to cook some more meat. We might need to go for a hunt, actually. I might need to murder some stuff for a little while today. That'll be fun. Everybody likes slight punctuations and murder, right? Okay, so while those are cooking, I wanted to finish my fence. And so I've got some of my stuff over here. I want this to go all the way around. And I think we're actually going to need far more than 5. Was that fence levitating? Ooh, that's all kinds of sorcery, witchcraft, and voodoo magic that I don't trust at all. Alright, let's bring that over to here. Fences don't fly. And if they do, I feel like we should probably rush down to the patent office because somebody's got to need a flying fence as part of their career. I would assume like bird herders. Anybody that has like a large amount of things that fly would probably need us to corral them in with a flying fence. Although then you might just add, why don't you build like a dome out of, you know, fence. Chain link fence. I like chain link fences, although chain link fences are like the one reason I know that I've gotten older and fatter. Is because, like, I used to, when I was a kid, I could jump a chain link fence in, like, one jump. I would just jump and be like, whoa! Like, 8-foot fence, and I'd be over it, ready to go. I need to make myself some more walls. So let's go make some more walls, because where does all my wood go? Seriously, I farmed out wood, like, for... Do you still have it on you? Did I forget to unload it? Because, seriously, I did. I forgot to unload it. I was going to say, I spent a lot of time farming wood in between episodes. And so I am pretty sure that there should probably be some wood around here somewhere that I can make fences out of. Oh my god, what has happened to my inventory? Dear Lord. That's actually how, like, I'm a serf. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I create videos on behalf of a feudal lord. And so that's how I tend to address people. I go, oh my lord! Please accept this gift of inferior, unedited Let's Play videos. Perchance that they might find you in good graces, and that you will not smite me with the full weight of the law which has been bestowed upon you by our king and our lord of the land, the Emperor of California. There is an Emperor of California. I don't know if you guys... I'm not even being... It's no joke right now. There was an Emperor of California. It's a long story. But in a nutshell, he was like this random guy who just decided he was going to be the Emperor of California. And so he came over here from the East Coast somewhere, and that was his plan, is he was going to be the Emperor of California. And so he got here, and I forget exactly what the plan was, but he camped out in like a super fancy hotel or something like that. And then he just started making business cards, and he started signing all of his letterhead with the Emperor of California. And for a long-ass time, he was like a tourist attraction. People wanted to meet, I think this was back in the 1800s, but people wanted to meet the Emperor of California. They just, like, humored him. Like, people thought it was so funny that they just, like, let him be the emperor. Like, how awesome is that? That is all the privilege of succession without having to go through the bloody process of killing all your relatives. I mean, I'll be the first to say that every now and again when I feel like increasing my personal prestige, I start looking at family members and I'm like, hey, bud, if it's going to be you or me, Uncle Jeff, it's going to be me. You best believe that. You think I didn't see you over there picking your nose, just not paying attention, pretending like you don't have a plan right now. But I know the second I take my eyes off you, Uncle Jeff, you're going to turn this thing around on me. I know it. I can feel it. I can feel it in the water. Let's go, and I wanted... Oh, my dinosaur is leveled up. Snoogles! I'm going to give you more HP, because I want you to have 3,000 HP, because that sounds super awesome. Alright, let's get some meat. Apparently, my dinosaur has all the meat, even though it's a female dinosaur. She packs meat for days. We got meat right there that I can eat, and that is my favorite type of meat. The meat that I can eat, preferably not in the street. If I can eat my meat not in the street, perhaps somewhere that would be a treat, that would be discreet. But nonetheless, I still need like one more fence wall, don't I? Construct forth one more wooden wall that I might place it, and finally our project will have come to fruition. It only took us like 900 episodes, but we finally have a retaining wall around our dinosaurs, which is pretty cool. I feel good about it. I feel good about it. I definitely don't feel like this was in any way a waste of time. Let's park our dinosaurs. Bring them over here. Alright, you gotta back them in. My apartment complex, you're not allowed to back in cars. Like, I don't know why that's a thing. Back it up like a dump truck. Beep! Back it up like a dump truck. Icky, icky. Back it up like a dump truck. Beep! There it is. We'll put that in right there. Wimbledon, I'm going to need you also to back it up like a dump truck. He's like, good, because I do have to take a dump right now. I've been holding it for a little while, but I wanted witnesses. It's no fun if nobody gets to experience. It's like farting in the car with the windows up. It's no fun farting by yourself. You got to do it in a place where everyone gets to experience the joy of the biological situation which has just transpired. Like, everybody has to enjoy it, otherwise nobody enjoys it. That's how the physics of the situation works, right? You guys... Alright, you in right there. God, this is going to be gorgeous once I get it done. I'm going to feel bad for taking them out for a spin. Feel bad for taking them out for a spin. And if you're wondering what that looks like, taking my dinosaurs out for a spin is actually pretty simple. It just looks like this right here. Taking dinosaur out for a spin. That's all that it is. They like to do it every now and again, especially the dinosaurs that are missing one leg. They love that shit, so just keep that in mind. If your dinosaur has recently lost a leg, take them out for a spin every now and again. That's pretty much the only motion they're going to be able to accomplish anyways. That's just physics and science. But at the same time, every now and again they need some exercise. God, I really wish I could put a saddle on that hulking behemoth of a beast. Does anything else have a saddle that I can bring up here? Can I saddle my dodos? I always say that I wanted to ride my dodos like you could ride roller skates. Like you just strap them to your feet and then you ride your dodos like they're roller skates. I always thought that that would be fun. But then again, it's sort of, oh yeah, we need a narco bear. Oh, we leveled up. Look at that. I'm level 42. Okay, well, at level 42, I'm going to keep going after oxygen because underwater exploration is the thing that really infatuates me the most right now. And I can't really do it because the game does not allow me to have enough oxygen. And so, unfortunately, what can I craft right now, by the way? I can make a silencer, but zip. Attach this to a supported weapon. It goes onto the long neck rifle. I kind of like the bang that it makes, though, and I have no reason to hide myself. We don't have a mammoth. See, it's a moth that worships mammon. It's the mammoth. Well, since we don't have a mammoth, we can make polymers. I feel like that's probably important for later. So let's make that and electronics. And I mean, I've got 101 engram points. I don't know exactly. There's a metal pillar over here. I can make chitin boots and chitin gloves, but I already have the blueprints for those, so there's no point. It seems weird to me that I never learned how to make a water jar. I feel like I've already learned that, and for some reason it's now not in my inventory anymore. It's not in my... At level 45, we get new gear? Do we get, like, metal armor? I've seen people running around in what looks like knight's armor online. I was planning on maybe doing a multiplayer series because, as you can tell, I'm doing an entire episode about parking my dinosaurs right now. Like, are you for real? Like, that's what I would be saying if I was a viewer. So, by all means, leave me a comment and be like, are you for real right now? Are you seriously going to do an entire episode about parking your dinosaurs? I'm like, well, not an entire episode. I mean, the first little, like, 5-minute chunk was mostly me flying around and trying to get back home because I miss being there. And then the second half was me parking dinosaurs and then running the Stegosaurus nearly to exhaustion and wishing that he had a bigger stamina pool. Something that I do have, I can actually take control of that by leveling him up and giving him more stamina. Still, I'm going to take that right there. Somebody said that, what was it? You can mouse over these and you can press a button. There it is. You can mouse over these and you press a button, it'll drop everything in your inventory. It's the O button, by the way. So you can be like, oh, 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 dropping on my shit. Oh, oh, dropping on my shit. Just in case you wanted to make like a beat out of that, I expect that to be songified by the end of the week. Get on it, YouTube. Get on it. I believe in you. You can make a super awesome 10 million hit song out of this. I truly and deeply do believe. I'm going to destroy all the foliage around my house because obviously dinosaurs don't need to eat that. And I need more narco berries. Otherwise, we aren't going to be able to level up. We have like 10 trillion rotten meats and we don't have enough narco berries to go along with it. And so I'm going to try and circumnavigate that by taking... God, why do you have... It looks like he has little zeros on the insides of his little, I don't know, heat vent bone flap things. Yeah, high school was rough for me. High school was really rough. You know, the other Stegosaurus held me down, peed in my mouth, and then wrote zeros on my spikes. And, you know, I don't think that I'm a zero. I actually think that there is so much potential inside of me. At least that's what my Stegomamus told me. She told me that deep down inside... that there is so much potential in me. I can't see it right now because I'm an ugly duckling. I'm like, your mom called you an ugly duckling? That took a turn. I wasn't expecting that. God, you back up slowly. You need to work on the wheel radius of this thing. Lordy. Lordy, lordy, lord. This dinosaur is not built for speed. This dinosaur is not built for much, to be honest. This dinosaur appears to be built mainly for the consumption of food and not much else. Let's go ahead and look at the ass on this thing. Look at the ass on this dinosaur. There's no, like, well-toned glutes here. It's just one giant mass of flab. Someday I'm going to take and put them on a treadmill, but they have laws about those sorts of things, putting your pets on treadmills, so... That tends to be the first step of Michael Vick-type characters. Like, listen, I was just putting him on the treadmill because he needed exercise. I'm not trying to get him all tough and, like, ready for war or nothing. I'm saying. You need to get, like, worked out a little bit. You need to get some muscles. Go over here. My girlfriend had a dog for a while that was, like, half corgi and half pit bull. It was the weirdest looking dog in history. Essentially, it looked like a corgi that took a bunch of steroids. It looked like the Mr. Universe version of a corgi. It was a weird ass looking dog. And it looked like it could like do all kinds of push-ups, mostly because its tummy was really close to the ground. But it looked like it did a lot of shoulder and arm day. It was like, I'm a corgi pit bull. It looked like it was all the adorableness of a corgi with all the toughness and just sort of bravado of a pit bull. I would love to have a pit bull someday, though. Misunderstood. Like, you go to the shelter. I went to the shelter to get a dog a while back, and my landlady vetoed it. But still, I can tell the story. So anyways, I went to the shelter, and oh my god, there are so many pit bulls at the shelter. Like, seriously, there are a lot of pit bulls at the shelter. Like, people get a pit bull, and they're like, this is not working out the way that I expected. This dog is huge and terrifying, and I'm worried he's going to bite me in the head. I don't know if I can live under this kind of pressure, so off to the shelter with you. It's like the worst. You go in there and they have like an entire pit bull section. They actually have it fenced off. It's in a completely different location. No, I'm just joking. They have a pit bull section though, for real. Like the entire back of the building is like the pit bull section. I'm like, so if you want a pit bull, we got a pretty wide selection back here. Over here you'll see our 4-wheel drive pit bulls. You'll see the pit bulls that are really good at biting people over in this corner. So if you have a need, we have a way to get you into that particular need. If you got a pit bull, we've got a pit bull. We can do 126 of these. Well, good. Do 127 of those because that'll give me around 250 XP. That'll almost get me up to next level if I just leave that running. The downside is that now I've ended up with just a stupid amount of narcotics in my inventory because this is how I level up over and over and over again. I have so many carnivores and so much meat that it rots faster than I can turn it into narcotics. And so this is how I level. If you're trying to power level, I would highly recommend it. That's probably the best way to power level. All the other ways are a little bit suspect. This isn't quite as fast as doing gunpowder used to be. They nerfed that though, so you know, ain't no going back to that method. Well, oh, I've got chitin on me. I've got chitin. Well, if I've got chitin, you know I'm coming for you, sexy baby, with my chitin. Let's go and we'll throw this into here. Ugh, I want none of these. None of this seems useful to me, so I'm going to drop it on the ground, and I'm going to litter a lot just to make you go away. I like how they're all perfectly, like, postal wrapped. Look at that. I could never wrap a package like that. I am deficient. Like, Christmas time is the scariest time of year for me, because that's the time of year where I am forced to admit that I wrap presents horribly. Now, I sort of figured out, see, the big problem, the hang-up in my method where I couldn't figure out how to wrap a present was because when I got to the end, so you take the paper and you put it around the package, but then on the ends you've got this paper that's sticking off. What do you do with it? And then one day in my head I thought to myself, what if I fold that into triangles? And then it'll fold back up and in, and I did it, and I was like, oh! It's the exact same way that my mommy wraps presents, because she's really good at wrapping presents, as is every girl that I've ever met. I have yet to meet, I mean, if you're that girl, it's possible that through the power of the internet, I may find you somewhere, you know, with my glass slipper, though, per se. Here, you get out of here, Dilophosaurus. He's like, it's going for a walk on the beach, man. You blast me in the... Look at that. You put an arrow through my top. Now I gotta go see a dentist. Came through the top of my mouth. You knocked out, like, half of my dentition. I have to put in like a bridge and all kinds of crazy prosthetic. Damn it! I don't have the money for this right now. I do not have the money for this right now, and you did it anyways. I'm in a real period of financial hardship. Ain't nobody have a market, and nobody needs something that Dilophosaurus does. Where are my dolphins at? Dolphunas? Oh, they're way the hell over there. So, if you ever feel tempted, don't ride your Dolphuna onto land. It is the worst plan ever, because your Dolphuna will spontaneously explode. When this happens, you will cry, especially if you are amorously joining in congress with your dolphin like I am. Let's go over, and I just want to check on him, make sure everything's okay over here. Actually, every time I leave one of my dinosaurs in a remote location, I feel guilty about it. I feel like I'm being a bad owner. Dolphuna, Dolphuna. Let's go out for a ride. I don't want you to get husky. I got to get you nice and worked out. 500 calories a day. That's all that I ask of you. That's all I ask of you. Anywhere we swim and bite that shark. You know you're going to lose this fight, Shark. I hope you accept that you're going to lose this fight. Yep, you're going to lose this fight. There's no way you can win. It's all over right now. I'm almost out of oxygen, so you almost waited me out. But not quite. I need this meat very, very badly. I found that killing sharks is by far my favorite way to get meat. Like, seriously, sharks have a stupid amount... Don't play music when I'm underwater. Don't make noises when I'm underwater either. Damn it, Dolphuna. I know you're feeling brazen right now because you just killed off one of your prime predators. But now is not the time. Oh, look, another Dolphuna right there. You want to have more Dolphunas? You can actually, it's really easy to train Dolphunas because they tend to gather. Like, you can lead them around, and... How am I that far away from my house? I really don't feel like I ever traveled that far, but when I'm underwater, I lose track of, like, the distance that I've traveled all the time. Yeah, there's Dolphunas, like, everywhere. It's, like, super easy to make, like, a huge fleet of Dolphunas. It should take you no time at all because they're attracted to anything that's tamed. I don't exactly know how it works, but they follow your tames around, and so they'll just, like, be hanging out over on this side around your tames, and you can just give them meat whenever you want, and they seem to come around perfectly fine. Still, let's go back, and I need to jump on my raptor. I wanted to do some housing and renovations, but I think we're going to run out of time today, so I wanted to add like a second floor. I wanted to make things look a little bit nicer, too, and just make it so that our house is a lot less of a shanty. And so anyways, and I don't mean like, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Not that sort of shanty. Still, close enough. I mean, I'll take it. If that's the best shanty we can get, I do like a jaunty tune every now and again. Something Victorian. Something that a man with a handlebar mustache would sing while he sits on the bow of a ship and makes knots. So anyways, I'll see y'all later. My name is Splattercat. This is Ark Survival Evolved. Surely you realize at this point that we're just bullshitting and doing random stuff. Still, if you still want to hang out with me, that's perfectly fine. I'll see you later. How do, everybody?